Balloon Beats.
What is going on?
Yo.
Back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by Brian DeGennaro and Lonzito. How are we doing tonight, boys?
Fantastic.
Jalen, I
I'm
love
doing
the
great.
flash.
You like my little light? All right, I'm gonna put it down now because it's not the real me. But I wanted to, put some glowing energy into the stream.
Before we get into any sort of Gary Sanchez talk tonight, because it seems like we talk about him every single night, honestly, Jalen, I have a solid question for you. Do you have the warm cookies tonight?
Well, I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. Hashtag warm cookies in the chat.
The warm cookies are not only back, but I've already dipped into my stash before the stream even started. So now
How
we
good
have.
are they, though?
They like. Listen, I don't want to be rude and tell you how amazing these. George, let's just say that 4-peat will not be a 5-peat come next week.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
For those of you who missed out, I won trivia for the 4th week in a row this week. Just saying, throwing that one out there.
Jalen and I don't normally participate in trivia, so
Well, could
That's
you
probably
participate?
really blame us.
Brian, you've won once the entire time we've ever played.
I've only played a couple of times, so
He has a good
Not
winning
my problem.
percentage.
He's got the warm cookies, and I got brown. I got the. I said brown warmies. I got the warm
Go home,
brownies.
Pat.
Three minds. Think alike. All right, boys.
Technically, warm brownies are brown warmies.
That's so true.
Depending on how you think of it.
No, they are brown
This is
warmies.
like it's how you look at things.
Yeah.
No.
Paris says Brian doesn't participate in anything. All right, we're getting off track way too early tonight. Yeah, let's get into the Gary Sanchez news here. Honestly, I feel like we should talk the poor guy like every single night. But I'd like to start this off by giving him a shit ton of credit for even participating in the Dominican Winter League this year. He could have just stayed home and did nothing all off season. But here he is, working his ass off in the Dominican Republic, and his first game, I believe he didn't get a hit. I think.
I think he got one hit, but
he got like a bloop single, right?
yeah.
I think so. And then tonight he had a bomb. It was actually crushed. Let's pull up that video here. We got the Spanish commentary too, so it makes it even better.
Fire.
Cue it up.
Oh, it's not playing.
Can you see it?
I can see it. I can't hear it.
Can't hear the exciting commentary.
All right, wait. I gotta pull it back up.
Let us down, man.
We need the sound because without the sound, like you can't get the
It
full
makes
effect.
it so much better.
Oh, by the way, Patrick 316 4-peat soon to be 5-peat. Just saying.
Nick, don't believe the hype.
Y'all are backing the wrong horse.
Don't believe the hype.
Okay, now we should have the audio.
Let's see.
Go back, bro.
Ganan 4-1. Batazo alto y largo, profundo por el left field. Atrás la bola. Viene atrás la bola.
Listen.
All in
before-
favor of replacing Michael K with that guy.
Honestly, listen, before we even talk about the home run, Spanish commentary is always on point. Regardless. I remember when I was like in middle school, I used to play FIFA. Bro, I used to change the English commentary to the Spanish commentary. Everything's just so much more hype. Like, I don't understand what it is. Even
you know
like,
why, Pat?
Why?
It's because in America we're taught that like baseball is supposed to be this boring game and like everyone has to Ian Kinsler type people who just hit home runs and like if you smile while you're rounding the bases, you're a bad baseball player.
Bro, but even in Japan, like
that's what everywhere else
fun there.
Everywhere else they have fun playing baseball. You know why? Because it's a game. Yeah. Imagine that, having fun playing a game.
Yeah, in MLB, it's become like very corporate, very grown up. I guess they forget that it's a game, but then they still use the mantra "let the kids play." But whatever. So let's talk about that Gary home run for a minute because that ball was absolutely crushed. But I'm gonna give my personal input. I'm not like too excited about it yet because it's not like we didn't see Gary Sanchez hit any bombs this season. Until he starts to show like some sort of consistency and a good approach at the plate, I'm not gonna get myself way too excited for that.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, like you said, at this point, you kind of just have to give him credit for working through the offseason, joining the Dominican League, getting some reps in, hopefully getting into a rhythm, and then bringing that into spring training. But, it's nothing to get overhyped about it at the moment. Just one home run.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really care. Like, I told you guys before the stream started, like, I didn't even watch that home run until just now. And it's like, Gary Sanchez didn't get Space Jams. Like he still has the power, like the talent of a major league player. So him hitting a home run on a 3-0, like high 87-mile-an-hour fastball, off whoever the fuck that guy was. So he looked like a high school pitcher.
Yeah, he probably was.
And like I just that doesn't really do anything for me. It's just not. It's nice, like you guys said. It's nice to see Gary playing again. It's nice to see him in good spirits. It's nice to see Gary with a beard. He looks like an actual grown man. And so
he looks.
It's just There's no negatives to draw out of this. It's nice. And Domingo Germán pitched terribly today.
Didn't he give up like 4 runs or something, 3 or 4?
In like 2 innings. But again, all of this doesn't mean anything. It's like winter league baseball. Guys are trying to get back into shape, get ready for spring training. So. I think we keep a small little eye on it. We just hope he makes it through healthy and go from there.
Yeah. No, I agree 1,000%. I mean, this also goes back to the conversation. I don't know who. I think it was on the podcast with Parra and Sean the other day. And we made the arguments for and against both the Yankees going after Yadier Molina and James McCann. Personally, I think that if the Yankees do go after James McCann, Gary Sanchez knows that he has like competition right behind him. If they sign Yadier Molina, I think it's more going down the route of Gary knows he's going to have help. I don't think he really has to worry about Yadier Molina overtaking him. But that leads me to this. And I think the reason Gary Sanchez is in the Dominican Winter League is because he hears the talks about the Yankees going after other catchers. And regardless of how Yankee fans feel about him, I do think Gary Sanchez has some sort of work ethic, and this proves it. I mean, the guy obviously doesn't want to lose his starting job. I'm assuming he loves playing for the Yankees. He loves the spot he's in, and it's not like he's trying to do bad. Like, I think a lot of people, like, get this twisted sometimes, even with, like, Giancarlo Stanton, for example. When he gets injured or whatever, it's like people act like he doesn't want to be playing. Like, these guys want to play. They want to produce. we just have to be patient, especially with guys like Gary who are super streaky.
Well, I think we got on Gary a lot this year for his approach because it seemed like he never changed his approach, even though he was struggling massively. And clearly his approach wasn't working. So, I mean, I think from that respect, he deserved criticism. He deserved our criticism. But again, like you said, it's good to see him working through it, and hopefully this brings about some change.
Yeah, and also on top of that is like we see this is not to bring up Aaron Boone again, but you also to see how teams inhabit the mantra of their managers or coaches that are above them. So when Aaron Boone is kind of just like, okay, well, he's about to turn a corner, and just kind of like, just hoping things change rather than actually implementing adjustments. It's just kind of like Gary's talented enough to know that he can fix things, so he will. Like that's not how baseball works. You don't just all of a sudden start being good again. You have to make adjustments, which is why over the course of an 162-game season, hot streaks and cold streaks even out because guys make adjustments one way or the other. It's the same reason why when a guy like Trevor Story, right? He came out and hit a gajillion home runs at the beginning of his career. Same thing with Gary Sanchez. But once pitchers look at the film, they can say, okay, he likes the ball down and in. He likes the ball, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to throw it there. And it's a constant game of adjustments. And if you don't do that, like Brian said, you're going to have an entire year where you struggle. And so I do place the blame not necessarily on Gary Sanchez because I think when he goes into winter workouts, every year it seems like he's always on video working hard, which he's a major league player. He should be doing that. But for as much shit as Yankee fans give him for not being a hard worker, he's lazy, he's fat, like all this nonsense that people talk about.
Yeah.
He proves that wrong every year. It's just
looks like he lost weight again too.
Yeah, and it's like I know Gary's weight has never been a problem for me. He's a big guy. He's a catcher. I don't need him to look like Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah,
he's been in enough shape where he can make defensive plays, and he's proven that before. He's athletic enough. It's just a matter of being in the right mental headspace. I think his defense comes down to his mentality, and of course adjustments. When he's all the way in his head, that's when the pass balls start happening. That's when he misses blocks. That's when he throws the ball wild into the center field. But he has a cannon. He has the ability to block. He has the frame for it. So I think I trust if we don't sign JT Realmuto, which obviously I don't think we're going to do that. I think Gary is our best bet at catcher this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you made some good points. Like, if we're thinking about it, the Dominican League is made up of a lot of major league players, but it's not really, it's not like major league standard. So hopefully he goes off in the Dominican League and finds some confidence and then comes back and applies that to the majors.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with either of you guys, honestly. But I do, honestly, before George even said this, I wanted to mention this tonight. Surprise to nobody. Brian Cashman doubled down on his comment a couple of days ago, and he said that he wants 10 more years with Aaron Boone. I'm not going to lie, it made me throw up in my mouth a little bit, especially the fact because I know he said this, I think, in the end of the regular season, not the end of the postseason press conference. He was like, yeah, Boone's our guy for the next 10 years. I thought that was kind of like a joke, but he doubled down on it. I'm not surprised. I am surprised, however, that they haven't given Boone an extension yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into the comments. He's going to back his manager no matter until
Let's say 10 more years of him.
Yeah, it's just
a little much.
It doesn't actually mean that. If he meant that, he'd give him a 10-year contract. He has the power to do that. So I mean, it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, he has confidence in Boone. That's great. I think Boone is, I try not to say that he's their puppet, but he does kind of.
He's their puppet.
He's an extension of the front office, so he's going to do what they say, and Cashman likes that, and maybe it'll work. We'll see.
Yeah. 10 more years of Boone or Gardner. Honestly, I would have to say Boone.
Gardner's going to be in a wheelchair in 10 years.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I think, but Brian Cashman's going to want to say stuff like this, maybe to get the fan. Like they're not stupid. They know that the fans are starting to turn on not only the players but also the coaching staff. He knows that people are calling for Boone's head and the front office. So I think he's going to say things like this to try to get the fans back brought in. And if he says it and it works and they win the World Series next year, it's wow. This is successful comment. If they don't,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, well, we probably are going to fire him soon anyway. So I don't think there's any harm in saying it. I think he probably does believe that at this point in time because he, like Brian said, like he's kind of an extension of them. He buys into what they say. He does what they say. He doesn't cause any rift between manager and front office. Like I watched Moneyball last night, and you had a guy like Billy Beane who was very hard-nosed about what he wanted to do, and I forget the guy's name, but the manager of
wasn't it Art Howe?
Art Howe.
Yeah.
He was very like, I want to do things my way. Like Carlos Pena is obviously a better player than Scott Hatteberg.
Yeah.
And, Boone, they don't have that problem. So, I don't know. We'll see.
It's more of like the opposite situation. It's like they're telling him what to do, and like he doesn't even have to say. But did you guys see the banger tweet that was posted on the Unhinged New York account today?
Oh boy, what is it?
It's a quality ass tweet. I mean, look
Everyone
at Aaron
will
Boone
like that right now.
in all of his grace and glory. Honestly,
that Aaron Boone looks like he would be a better manager than this Aaron Boone. He looks like he has some years on him. He might know what he's talking about.
I'm gonna be honest. I went on Face App, right? You guys know what Face App is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I did it to Brett Gardner too, and it's kind of scary. He looks exactly like Phil Nevin. What I have to do is I gotta email it to myself and pull it up. But here we go. He looks exactly like Phil Nevin. It's kind of scary. Let's see. Chief Lonzo for manager.
Hey, listen. I've been saying it.
Down to take the job.
I would manage the Yankees in a heartbeat. Well, I'll start off with coaching a high school baseball team and work my way up.
You guys think Boone is bad?
Why are you taking shots at Jalen? Jesus.
It's okay.
Well, actually, I have to give Jalen credit because I'm sure his first move would be to bring in Lindor, regardless of cost.
Listen, regardless of cost, trade Judge, trade Glaber, trade Garrett Cole, pay Lindor's whole salary, trade Jason Dominguez, give them Yankee Stadium rights, whatever they want.
Guys, tell me not, though. This is Phil Nevin.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's
it's kind of gross.
It's literally
Why is his
Phil
neck
Nevin.
so long?
It looks really long, right?
Gardner's neck is that long. Gardner's
is it really?
Huge neck. Yeah.
He's literally a thumb, bro. It's ridiculous. But that's the wrong overlay. Let's see. Hashtag Patrick 4P champ player scout. I could be a player scout, bro. Honestly, I wouldn't be that good. I would probably have the Yankees with Kyle Seager at this point.
I'd hire you, bro.
Because there's no chance I would have scouted out Gio Urshela. No chance, bro.
No, well, you know what? I would have brought in Lindor, and you would have said, well, Lindor and Urshela are best friends, and I would have said, perfect. I would have traded for him, and you would have said, okay, and you would have gotten credit for that.
Do you have any updates on Lindor, by the way? How's he doing?
Yeah,
he's doing all right. He's hanging out with family. Things on the trade front are moving slow. It's looking like after the new year is when we're going to start hearing some news about Lindor, which sucks. But that's kind of when, yeah, of course. But that's kind of how things are going with baseball nowadays. It's all the big moves tend to happen right, except last year. Last year, all the big moves kind of happened in domino format right before the new year. I think we got Garrett Cole was it early December?
I think
mid-December.
Mid-December, yeah.
Yeah, I think it really depends on what the big market teams do. If the Yankees and Dodgers start making trades, then everyone else is going to follow suit.
Yeah, once the first domino falls, then
exactly right. Yeah. You guys brought up Gio Urshela. Can we talk for a second about his situation?
Oh my God, bro, that sickens me. I mean, the fact that he's getting the surgery now. And he might not be ready for opening day. Once they say he might not be ready for opening day, that means he's not back in June, bro.
July.
He'll be back in June or July.
Gio Urshela is going to be one of those guys that the Yankees say, we're getting Gio back after the All-Star break, so he's going to be our midseason acquisition.
I do feel like
Gio this year.
I feel like Gio does tend to come back quickly from injuries. He's quicker than we expect him to. So hopefully he's back. Theoretically, he should be ready for spring training. So
Yeah, I mean, it's just the
But it's
fact that
just
they
stupid.
keep doing this, bro. Like it's
Yeah.
every offseason, like they wait like 2 months to see if like the injury magically goes away, and then they just need surgery, and then they're not ready for opening day. It makes no sense.
And then they have setbacks because they try to rush back. It's a bunch of nonsense.
You know who wouldn't get hurt?
Who wouldn't?
Jalen.
True. It's also true. Even
I mean,
though
you're durable as hell.
I'm extremely banged up from my high school career, but I never missed a game.
We got a hashtag shut up Brian going in the
Shut up brain. Shut up brain.
Shut up brain. You know what? Maybe that's not for you.
What was that for? What did I say?
Bring Lindor in pinstripes.
True.
So who do they get for third base because of Gio hurt? Oh my God! Could you imagine Tyler Wade at third base on opening?
No,
that
that
would be
wouldn't
the
happen.
second consecutive opening day where Tyler Wade starts.
No, I think if Gio's hurt, I think the opening day lineup. I like that. Go back real quick.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that.
I kind of like it.
I feel like we're in the Brady bunch.
It's a little too close.
Yeah, it's a little too close.
But I like it for like a split second.
Yeah. I'll flip to it every now and then.
Okay, but I think for opening day, if Gio's hurt, right? I think you have Gary at catcher, you can Void at first. I think you could I could see them bringing in Tommy LaStella for second base.
Would love that.
Glaber at short, DJ at third. Then Clint
you guys
left.
think they're gonna re-sign DJ, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
They have to.
They're not.
There's no
they're not.
option.
They're not letting him walk. No shot.
But
unless you have some insider information, Brian.
Tell me not.
Well, as it happens, I am boys with DJ LeMahieu.
What does he think? What is he thinking?
I don't know if you guys.
Here we go.
Imagine me and Brian's
getting kind
friends
of ridiculous.
both on there.
What happened?
Imagine me and you both have like insider information on the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really say much because I'm sworn to secrecy, but
I'll not swear you to secrecies, Jalen.
No, because he plays it's just because he plays for the Indians, so he doesn't really care. If he came to the Yankees, he would 100% be like.
DJ likes to be discreet, you know that.
Exactly.
So, he doesn't like to air his.
Nick says Andujar at third.
Nick, don't make me leave.
Don't make me leave. Yeah, that's another experiment.
Don't make me leave the stream, Nick.
Oh yeah, guys, remember Arnold Schwarzenegger has to start on opening day. Totally forgot about that.
Very true.
Yeah, get Mike Tyson out there too. Honestly, he could help with like the brawls and shit. But did you guys see the reported offer that DJ is looking for? 5-100. I would easily give that to him.
That's very fair.
Very fair.
Reasonable. And the fact is, he's gonna age way better than these home run hitters because he's not good because he hits lots of home runs. He's good because he just puts the ball in play, and he's gonna continue doing that.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he did get like a little more like power hungry as he got older, because a lot of guys do that. They tend to get older and they rely less on like beating out infield hits, whatever.
Brett Gardner.
It's like, literally exactly. But that's a great
the
point.
Power hitter.
He's really trying. Brett Gardner's tried to become a power hitter. As he's aged, he's still like a little quick, but that's really what he tries. He goes up there trying to hit home runs. But yeah, so I think DJ is going to age fine. You give him 5 years, he'll be 37, 38. Look at a guy like Nelson Cruz, who they're not the same type of hitter at all. But Nelson Cruz has proved that you can hit well into your 30s, and especially with DJ not trying to provide that much power, I think he'll age even better than that. So do I think he'll be and you can slot him over to first base. He obviously can play first base. Nelson Cruz is stuck at DH. He's not playing the outfield. So I think you do that. You maybe even do 4 years vesting option for the fifth. But if you're looking at the reports are true and you're looking at 4 years, $88 million, and that's like a good deal to you, why not just give $12 million extra dollars? Like it's really not that bad.
Yeah, but I mean that's why it leads me to believe they're gonna get the deal done. I mean, because like the way I look at it, if the Yankees pass on DJ LeMahieu for 5 years, $100 million, I'm just gonna be disgusted with them as a franchise. Because
you also have to remember, the reports say that he's willing to take a little bit less to come back to New York.
Exactly.
So if he signs for 5 years, $100 million. That means he probably would have come here for 5 and 90 or 4 and 90, something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
unless they have something
else,
unless they have something else lined up to completely improve their infield, they have to get DJ back.
Yeah.
Unless they have something lined up to get younger and improve your defense. improve your infield. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I think we all know the direction that I would want to go with
We're
that.
well aware. We're well aware.
Trevor Story, of course. No, but yeah. I want to talk about really quickly some bullpen options because I've been really excited by the bullpen
Does it have
options.
to do with this comment?
That's part of it.
for it.
I think we should get 2 bullpen pieces, especially if we don't spend huge on anyone besides DJ or like a trade for Lindor who's $20+ million. If you're just going to sign maybe like a Corey Kluber for your rotation, right? That's probably what, like 7, 8 mil, 9 mil, 10 mil, whatever.
I would say like 1 year, 12 million.
Something like that. Just like a prove it deal. Then you bring back Tanaka, similar amount of money. And then you sign DJ, right, which is 22, 23, 24 mil. You still have room to bring in 2 relievers. I don't think they would do this, but I think you should. And I could see them bringing in 2 out of the 3 of the following: Archie Bradley, Brad Hand, Liam Hendricks. My picks would be Hendricks and Archie Bradley. I think those 2 are just like would be amazing to slot into the bullpen, take some pressure off of Zach Britton, take some pressure off of Chad Green, Adam Ottavino. Archie Bradley is literally Tommy Kahnle, just like taller, and he throws harder. And he's not like a lefty matchup. Tommy Kahnle was almost like a reverse split guy. Archie Bradley just throws like 99, has a nasty slider, and he's like just as crazy and amped up as Tommy Kahnle was. Would be perfect person to slot into that bullpen. And then you have Liam Hendricks, who's been one of the best relievers over the past 3 years. I'd love him in a Yankee uniform. And the reason why I thought of Liam Hendricks is because CeCe announced his HBO special, which is going to be airing in a couple weeks. And one of the most popular comments on that post was Liam Hendricks talking about how excited he was, like see the behind the scenes of that final year for CeCe. So I think it would be really cool to have those 2 guys. I'd be okay with Hand. He's a nice lefty to add into the bullpen. But I'd love to see 2 out of 3 of those guys.
You know, Jalen, I agree with you 1,000%, right?
Jalen for manager.
I don't think that they're even going to get one of them.
Yeah,
I don't either. I think they're gonna stick
really
with
don't.
Johnny Lasagna. I think they're gonna stick. They might get one of those like weird like acquisitions that we don't know about, like Tim Hill or something that no one knows or cares about, and has like a nice little 3.6 ERA this year. And they're like, see,
it's just annoying because like let's say you do get 2 or 3 of those guys, right? And I'm with you. I would go with Hendricks and Archie Bradley. Then if you have Adam Ottavino at least be decent this year, we're talking about the best bullpen in baseball because you add that to.
Then you slide him in, and now he's Jonathan Holder instead of being the 7th inning guy.
Exactly.
That's a huge aspect. Ottavino has to come back, and if he does, even just acquiring one of those guys makes that bullpen so much better.
Yeah, and you can't ignore the fact that Tommy Kahnle is gone too. Like I know he didn't play a big role in 2020. But Tommy Kahnle was a major guy in that bullpen.
Well,
so now
he's
that
part of the reason they struggled so much in 2020 because they didn't have him.
But they didn't even replace him. That's
exactly. Yeah,
it's like that's the point though. It's like if they didn't replace him, and our bullpen struggled a lot this season. Like people are just always on this train of thought of like the Yankees bullpen is one of the best in baseball. It's really not.
Not anymore.
It's not anymore. Like the Yankees.
Yeah.
Aroldis Chapman is obviously a good closer, but he's been inconsistent. Zach Britton's pretty good. I trust Zach Britton. And Chad Green is up and down. When he's on, he's really on, and I appreciate that, but he's inconsistent sometimes. And the rest of the bullpen is just a huge question mark. Is Jonathan Holder – was Jonathan Holder someone you trusted? Who knows? Adam Ottavino, who knows? Like Jonathan Lasagna –
I like Sessa.
Who knows? Sessa, yeah, but like he's another one that's inconsistent. He can have a good year in a 60-game season, but who knows what he's going to be this year? Is he going to go back to being the guy with the 5 ERA, or is he going to be good again? So I don't know. Like, why not add quality veteran bullpen presences who can replace a guy like Tommy Kahnle and get you another bridge between your question mark of a rotation if you're not going to spend there. And I unfortunately think they're not going to spend in either place. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, it just sucks because I feel like every stream we just talk about all these moves the Yankees should make, and they just never do shit. So This comment is actually brutal because Nelson, I think he's the one that's from Puerto Rico, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Hell no. I do not want Didi Gregorius back in the Bronx. I have nothing against the guy personally, but I just don't want him back. Like,
You're
I
a
don't
big
know
Didi hater.
I'm not a Didi hater, but it's like it's one of those situations where like I appreciate his time in the Bronx, but it's like it's done. Like the ties are cut. Does no one else feel like that?
No.
I feel like I feel like
Because
he could
there's
be
no
a decent
space for
person.
him.
Well, that's not true. I mean,
There definitely is.
there's
Where?
definitely space for him.
Shortstop,
Yeah.
And then where do you put Glaber?
second base.
And where do you
then
put
you move
DJ?
DJ over to
This
first.
is you don't. It
And
depends
then where
on
do
if
you put Voit?
you trade him.
But it's
If
always
it
good to
depe-
have
it
that
depends on what you do.
You know, Glaber's going to spend 20 games on the IL.
Yeah, but that's not an
And-
upgrade though. You're
It's
upgrading
not
your
an
defense,
upgrade.
sure. So,
But he's
then
more
why
of a
would you
depth
do
piece.
that?
But he's more of a depth piece. Like if you
You're
need
not
good
just starting
backups.
him.
Okay, the only way I would see us getting Didi right is if we lose DJ because they don't. I'm being realistic. I'm not saying this is what I would want to happen. You lose DJ because they don't want to pay him, and then you can move Glaber to second, have Didi at short, and Voit at first,
For a year.
or
Until
Huh?
the 2021 for a year
Right.
until the 2021 offseason.
like a stopgap. Or the other way that I could see it happening is, they trade Voit for pitching, which I don't see them doing, but just his name has been floated out there in trade rumors. Say they trade Voit for some pitching, move DJ to first, and have Didi be the stopgap shortstop until next year's free agent class. I don't think either of those two things are going to happen. I think if they do want to put in a new shortstop this year, it's going to be a guy like Simmons or another like a very good defensive shortstop, just because that would be an obvious upgrade. And I also don't think Didi wants to come back. I think the way that he left kind of a sour taste in his mouth as far as like not being a priority. He thought that he should have been re-signed before his Tommy John surgery, and he's kind of upset about that. He wasn't happy about him coming back from the injury and not being able to play all the time. So, listen, I don't see it happening, but I'm a huge Didi fan. I loved what he brought to the Yankees. I loved his lefty swing. I loved his energy. I loved his leadership. And I know like there's this thing of like him not being a great defensive shortstop, but he's made some pretty miraculous plays in the field. But like Pat said, I do think his time as a Yankee is over. And I think both sides kind of recognize that. So I do really appreciate Didi. I love him. I would love to see him in the Yankee uniform again. But unfortunately, his time is over. He was my mom's favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubting that Didi's time in the Bronx was awesome. Like,
Yeah, it was
I'm not
fun.
trying to discredit it, but I think the direction the Yankees need to move in is getting more guys who could hit for contact, get on base, and there's just so many at bats I could watch Didi Gregorius in big situations. And sure, he has like his big clutch hits sometimes, but most of the time it's like first pitch pop up to the shortstop or first pitch pop up to the second baseman. And it's like there were so many instances of that in the 2019 playoffs in key spots where he's just popping up to the second baseman on the first pitch too. I don't want to see that anymore. Like, I'm sorry, Didi. He's an awesome guy though. I wish him the best of luck in Philly or wherever he goes. But let's see what other comments we got here.
His fun moments though were really fun. Like when he was really hot against the Twins, and really hot, and then the wild card game. He had some really fun moments.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Didi.
Serdar says, get more solid defensively, more strong up the middle in a short series where runs are on premium. Yeah, we saw this in the series against Tampa. The Yankees, we saw this all season actually. Like the Yankees defense is putrid. If you look at the amount of errors across the league in 2020, I believe the Yankees were close to the top, like right next to the Pirates and the Red Sox. So
yeah, the other teams that were there were last place teams.
Yeah, let me look that up actually. But like as far as errors go, I mean, they definitely need to improve their defense. But the thing is, like, I don't consider the guys that they have putrid defensively. I think they just played putrid on defense. They definitely have the talent to be decent. I think that Gleyber Torres has the potential to be a decent major league shortstop.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
Yeah, I agree with Pat because I feel like he makes really good plays a lot of the time. As it's the routine plays that he seems to make errors on.
Yeah.
Like a ball hit right to him with plenty of time, he'll just throw it over the first baseman's head. So
I think Gleyber Torres. No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
I think Gleyber Torres makes routine plays look difficult, and he makes the plays that he makes that are spectacular are just like slightly difficult plays. They're not like, wow, like I can't believe he made that play. It's just that he has no range. He doesn't have a strong arm, so it's kind of like when he does make a play that's a little bit out of his range, it looks spectacular.
He wasn't that bad in 2019, though, as far as I can remember.
But there were times where we were like, okay, maybe he could be a shortstop in the future if he like loses some weight because he doesn't have a lot of range. But we don't want Gleyber Torres to lose weight because he's a solid guy, and that's part of his benefit to his hitting. And I don't want him to lose weight and become this really skinny guy just because we want him to be fast enough and quick enough and agile enough to play shortstop. He is a prototypical second baseman. He played a really good second base. We saw him making plays in the ALCS, the ALDS, and the 2019 playoffs. He's just such a second baseman. It makes no sense to have him playing shortstop. The range he has no range. He doesn't have a strong arm, but he can make nice little plays to his left and right, which we've seen him do before at second base. So why take him off that? Like, we don't have to force him to be a shortstop when there's a ton of shortstops out there to get. One of them is a good friend of mine.
Oh, here we go. Do you guys want to guess where the Yankees ranked among MLB teams in errors per game in 2020?
Pretty low.
This is like a trivia question.
28th.
The answer is 29th. The only team that had more than them was the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was a very interesting accent.
Pittsburgh.
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Pat, can you tell us where the Pirates finished as far as total MLB standings last year?
Yeah, let's actually find that out. What was the Pirates' record in 2020?
It was dead last. I'll save you the time.
Yeah,
they were 19-41 in 2020.
The Pirates have the number one overall pick
terrible.
In the 2021 draft.
Honestly, I think that they should restructure the draft selections just by errors per game.
Errors.
I think we should start like a petition for that, honestly.
Yeah, we could have got Jack Flaherty.
But it's painful because the errors per game for the Pirates are 0.78 and for the Yankees it's 0.76. So the Yankees very easily could have been worst in the league as far as errors per game go. Just saying. I think that's something that they should definitely keep in mind heading into next season. But let's take a look at another comment here. LA Yankee King says Bauer is a stud pitcher. Yeah, I don't think there's anyone denying that. He's a stud pitcher that the Yankees should be interested in. So far this offseason, they haven't showed any interest as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think they will at any point. Only because it's weird, which is why I was so confused as to how after Garrett Cole they were last year, because I knew that they were gonna go after him, but not with the same effort that they did. They went hardcore for Garrett Cole. And we haven't seen that with any other top pitcher on the free agent market, in the past 15 years for the Yankees. So I'm not that surprised that they're not going after that. I mean, you could say
they went after CC. That's the thing. It's they have their guys and they're on them. CC was a guy the Yankees wanted to draft. CC was a guy that they looked at the trade deadline. It was literally the exact same format of the Garrett Cole situation, as far as they wanted him at the trade deadline, but he went to Milwaukee, and then Garrett Cole went to Houston, and then once they both hit the free agent market, they broke out all the stops to go get their guy.
They could have gotten him before Houston, though. That's another thing.
No, 100%. But I wasn't really surprised that the Yankees went so hard after him. I was just surprised that he came to the Yankees. I genuinely thought that he was going to go to the Angels or the Dodgers, just because of everything we always talk about is the Yankees just are not an attractive destination anymore, or as much as they were before, because they haven't won in 11 years. So
no, I agree 1,000%. Let's see. We got Brandon in the chat. Hashtag shut up Brandon in the chat. What is
Happy
that?
birthday, Brandon.
Oh yeah,
Guys,
it's Brandon's birthday.
Let's do.
Shout out to
Let's
Brandon.
do a little. Let's do a little party. Let's do a little party mode for Brandon.
Yeah, you guys want to do party mode for Brandon's birthday?
Sure, we can do that.
Yeah, I think we have to. Brandon, I hope you're still watching because we're doing party mode for you, buddy. All right. So, what other comments we got here? Do you guys think the Yankees should give Corey Kluber a go? I say, why not? He has a lot left in the tank, in my opinion, and we need to strengthen the rotation. Yeah, I would. Oh my God, Brian!
What kind of party is that,
movie, bro? It's like a
Party
psychedelic.
mode.
Brian, that's sadistic, bro. I need to put like like the video games have like epilepsy warning.
Yeah.
I leave that on. I'm gonna have to put that on the
Sorry,
screen.
guys.
But yeah, I would definitely give Corey Kluber a shot. I don't think that there's anything to lose in that situation. You sign him for 1 year, even $15 million if that's what it is. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, he gets hurt on opening day. It's just jogging out to the bullpen, and then that's it. Like that's worst case scenario, and then you just lose out on the money. I think it's something that they should definitely look into.
I'll take Corey Kluber.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also like he's a solidified arm. Like, going into a playoff game, I don't care like whether he had a good season or not. I'm trusting Corey Kluber in game 2 of the ALDS.
Imagine a rotation of Cole, Tanaka, Kluber, and possibly Severino.
Especially if Kluber comes back and is like,
he doesn't even have to be his top self. If he's
just like a 3-5 guy who can give you 190 to 200 innings.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Hell yeah.
And
That'd be awesome.
I think it's like he could even have like a 4.0 ERA. That's all I would ask.
Because we just need to get him into the playoffs.
Exactly.
Into the playoffs.
Brandon says, as long as Kluber is healthy, he is a 1-2 pitcher. Like without a doubt. It's just
I thought Brandon was saying he's half of a pitcher.
Brandon says Brian always looks like he's thinking of an evil plan. Look at this guy. Oh jeez. What else we got here? Nelson Espada said Corey Kluber will be a great fit for the Yankees.
I agree.
He's more deserving of $25 million over 5 years, not 30. Shout out Ryan Garcia, by the way.
I think he's talking about Bauer. I think he's talking about.
Yeah, I think he is. Listen,
I'd give Bauer whatever he wants.
Same thing. It's like the DJ situation with me. Like if Bauer wanted to come to New York, I'm giving that man a blank check.
Yeah, but I think that Kluber is a little bit safer of a bet because it's going to be a shorter term contract, and he's more proven. Whereas Bauer is.
Yeah, he had one amazing year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's been a decent pitcher for his whole career, but this, like paying him, I get what Ryan's saying, just because paying him $30 million plus for having a great season in a 60-game season
against
is
the NL Central,
right? Especially against the NL Central, I think it's a little risky. But I do think Bauer is a guy like Garrett Cole, where their success is not a fluke just because of where they are. I think Bauer's steadily improved as a pitcher because of the work he puts in, because of looking at analytics and et cetera, et cetera. So I think he'd thrive with a guy like Matt Blake. And
well, didn't he previously work with Matt Blake?
Yeah, and he praised him when the Yankees brought him in.
He was wasn't he like Cleveland's something?
Pitching
he was some like I don't think he was the pitch.
No,
Mickey Callaway was the pitching coach.
He was over after Callaway.
He was like the coordinator or something. I don't even.
He's like a quality control pitching coordinator, or some shit like that.
Yeah. Okay. Something that I think Brian would be great at, especially for like the Brooklyn Cyclones. I think that would be an awesome job for you, Brian. Para wants to know if we can bring Gardy back on a 10-year max deal. Listen, I would give Gardy like 15 years, $500 million. That might be too low.
Does that cover his walker?
Well, if Gardner's if he's like 75 now, in 15 years he'll be like 90. So yeah, it'll probably cover the walk. We got to see like what insurance package he gets and everything. But yeah, I would definitely do that. The Yankees need to get rid of the injury bug in 2021, and we got a Santa Claus emoji with that. It's quality. Yeah, that's all I want for Christmas.
I need the context of the Santa Claus emoji.
Well, I'm assuming like he's saying like that's what the Yankees need for Christmas. Yeah, like that's what Santa Claus is gonna bring them, because Santa Claus is real, bro.
Hopefully, Santa Claus brings us a fucking shortstop that can field the ground ball.
Do you know like what Lindor's asking for this year, like from Santa?
A lot of things. He's gonna want a new bike.
Gotcha.
He's gonna want a new Yankee hat. He has a bunch, but just as a collector because he was a Yankee fan growing up.
Yeah. makes sense.
Same way I do.
Yeah.
We compare collections all the time. He wants a couple New Balance cleats, some Rawlings
You know what?
gloves.
I can't wait. I can't wait until I get an email one day from like Lindor's manager, it's like a cease and desist. Like we have to delete every single podcast we've ever done.
That's hilarious. I can't wait till he's a Yankee and I could actually say things and like it'll be true.
Yeah, right. Ryan Garcia says hashtag get Brantley in pinstripes. I could get behind hashtag get Brantley in pinstripes. I would love that with all my heart. Like,
I'm down.
Didn't we see Buster Olney say the Yankees are leaning towards either sorry, you got me tied on the story here.
Don't do that.
Either DJ or Brantley. I think that they should go after both. Yeah, I don't think it's unreasonable to say.
He said Brantley would be their plan B if they don't get DJ.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they couldn't get both. Neither of them would prevent the other from happening. Like DJ is obviously going to be a big contract, but Brantley's not going to cost more than $12 to $14 million a year, and he's only going to be a 1 or 2 year deal. I'd be super down with Brantley.
They're being really cheap though, so
yeah,
that's money that can go towards bullpen.
Jake Dahl says Gardner 50 years, $1 billion. That might be lowballing him, Jake. Gotta look into.
Yeah, I don't
that.
know if he's gonna go for that.
Yeah,
$1 billion is. You know what's crazy is like $1 billion sounds like so much money, but Pat Mahomes got $500 million.
Yeah, that's crazy, and he only plays what 17 games a year in the regular season.
He plays 20 games a year if you include like playoffs, but it's crazy because that's only his playing contract money. Like he has endorsement deals and like all this other stuff. Like people don't understand how rich athletes are. I really are like superstars. Like, do you understand how much money LeBron James makes a year?
They get taxed a lot though.
Of course, but that's just part of being. That's every rich person. But like the amount of money that. They also do a lot of charity work, which is tax deductible, and it's just like they have the best financial advisors in the world. Like LeBron James, legitimately, I watched an interview that he did, and he talked about how he just bought a villa in like Cabo just for fun. He was like, "Yeah, we want to go there." He bought one. He's never been to it. And he was like, "Yeah, we want to go there one day." So like, I just bought it just in case.
Bro, one day Brian's gonna be living that lifestyle, and we're just gonna leech off of him.
100%.
No, it's gonna be because Unhinged took off, and we'll all be living large.
Yo, our chat is like obsessed with Brett Gardner. Ryan says Brett Gardner is better than Patrick Mahomes at QB.
Well, obviously,
I can't even argue with it.
That's not even,
Like if we're putting like comparing quarterbacks, right? Like let's say we have like a pickup football game, like at the park. Who are you taking as your quarterback? Brett Gardner or Tom Brady?
Oh, easily the guy with less hair because you don't want hair getting in the way if you're throwing on him.
I'm taking Rookie the Bat Dog.
I'm taking Gardner because think about it. Tom Brady has a lot of wear and tear on his body. Brett Gardner is young. He's fresh. He's bald. He's ready to go.
Compared to Brady, he is young.
He's like a Tim Tebow prototype.
Would you guys be down for Doc Peterson?
Probably better than whoever the hell we have now. So sure.
I would take him over Brett Gardner any day of the week.
Take anyone over Brett Gardner in the league.
No, I don't want Jock Peterson. I do not want Jock Peterson.
So you would take Brett Gardner over Jock Peterson?
Yes. Because Jock Peterson is going to be a starting left fielder, and I don't think Brett Gardner is not signing to be a starting left fielder. Jock Peterson is going to want a big contract. I hope you guys know that.
Oh, I don't know. I could see him taking like a 1 year kind of thing.
He might, but he's going to – I don't know. I think I get the whole Brett Gardner thing. But I think if you sign Brett Gardner for 1 year, $4 or $5 million, I'm fine with that as long as he's.
I'm perfect with that. I think that's great.
Because he's not going to be our starting outfielder, our starting left fielder. So
and that pretty much seals the deal that Clint will be starting in left.
Yeah,
exactly. I think Jock Peterson's going to ruin Clint Frazier.
Yeah,
same thing. I feel the same way about Brantley. It's just Brantley's actually a proven good player. Jock Peterson's so inconsistent. He only seems to play well in the World Series, and we haven't gotten there. So I'm cool with Brantley to platoon with Clint Frazier. He can platoon with everyone really just because you can have guys move around, people get injured all the time. But I'm not really sold on other people. That's the same way I felt about Eddie Rosario, another inconsistent guy. And same thing with Schwarber. So
yeah, I mean If Brett Gardner signs for 1 year, $4 million, you're not going to hear one complaint out of me.
Yeah.
I'll only have a complaint if he gets like more than $5 million. Then I'll start to complain, as I do every offseason when this guy gets like a $10 million contract every year.
Yeah.
But let's this one's actually pretty interesting because we got George Chamberlain heavily advocating for a debate between him and LA Yankee King. Jalen
G Money. He calls himself G Money.
Is that G Money? Listen, we got G Money in the chat, bro. Would you be down to host that, Jalen?
Listen,
you would have to be the moderator.
I would clear up my entire
prevail.
I would clear up my entire day to prepare to moderate that. Contrary to what we've seen as far as Yankee leadership and not being prepared, I would prove myself as being a prepared leader, a prepared host, and a prepared moderator, and ensure that the people get what they want in LI _ Yankee King versus G $.
G Money, bro. G Money. The only way we could get that done is if Jalen wears a suit. That's the only way.
That can be arranged for sure.
I think we might have to make that happen. Make it very professional. I'll make like a nice background. We'll have like polls in the chat. People could vote. Ryan Garcia could come up with like betting lines.
Betting lines. I will pocket all the money, but we'll talk about that off camera.
Yeah, let's just not discuss that on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll definitely try to make that happen. Honestly, got some new stuff in the works as far as technology goes. So maybe we could get that going soon. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. Solid 50 minutes. Talked about Gary. Talked about everything Yankees under the sun. We were actually supposed to go live last night. Had a little bit of technical difficulties again. You know what I'm saying? So we just went live tonight instead. Hope you guys all appreciate that. Be sure to tune in to Unhinged live Monday night, same time as usual, 9 p.m. We're never late. It's always 9 p.m. on the dot Eastern Standard Time.
Turn the 6 upside down. It's a 9.
I'm gonna be honest. I think but that's definitely like copyright. I was gonna say that should be like our new like intro song for the stream.
You could do that. I'm sure there's a way. Like on YouTube, like Dan does. He ends all his streams with the Mac Miller song.
Yeah, I think. All right, so Monday night, our new intro theme is gonna be 9 by Drake because we have a little inside joke. Anytime Brian asks what time the stream started, I just send a screenshot of 9. So yeah, that's gonna be for Monday, 9 p.m. Then we got, what do? We do Monday, Wednesday, Friday live. So follow us on Facebook, Twitter, not Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and follow us on there. Let us turn on notifications, bro. I'm losing like track of my like what? I haven't even shout out Dugout mugs. Shout out to Dugout. Where's the mug?
Pat, you're slacking today.
Bro, I'm really slacking tonight.
Follow Jay Lonzo on Spotify and Apple Music. Untitled.
Yeah, do that. Shout out to Dugout Mugs, dugoutmugs.com/unhinged. Where's the banner? There we go. Bro, I got a new computer. Don't know how to act. Dugoutmugs.com/unhinged. Purchase your very own baseball bat drinking mug. Quality ass products, guys. Help us out a little bit in the meantime, too. Last time I'm going to say this. Do this song instrumental, no words, copyright. We might have to do that. Brian could do the karaoke version. Are you down?
Sure.
All right, cool. We'll do that. So yeah, Monday, 9 p.m. We will see you guys there. I don't know what to end with tonight.
Can you play the full clip of?
I can't. It's too risky. All right, we'll end it with a song tonight.
Sure. All right.
We will see you guys Monday night, 9 p.m. Follow the stream. Turn on notifications so you know when we go live. Love you all. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Bye.
Sweet Caroline, your time never seemed so good.
So good.